Hi everyone, this is Diana from Sweet and Savory, and in this video we're going to make a classic pound cake that comes out sweet, tender, buttery, and delicious. I'm going to leave you the link for the recipe in the description box, but you can also find it at sweetiesalado.com/en. We're going to begin by sifting our dry ingredients. We're going to start with some all-purpose flour. We're going to add a little bit of baking powder and some salt to balance the sweetness of the cake. We're going to sift all of these ingredients into a big bowl and then we're going to set it aside. Now we're going to cream our butter and sugar. So in a large bowl or the bowl of a stand mixer, we're going to add some unsalted butter. This is softened, room temperature unsalted butter. We're not going to be using salted butter for this recipe or margarine. We're going to be adding white granulated sugar, and then we're going to cream this until light and fluffy, making sure we don't overcream, because if we do, we're going to end up with a very dense cake. And you can also use a handheld mixer or even do this by hand, whatever it's easier for you. The next step is to add our room temperature eggs. We're going to be using 3 large eggs for this recipe, and we're going to be adding them very slowly, one at a time, giving them time to incorporate with the batter. Now we're going to add vanilla extract, and we're going to mix until it's blended in. The next step is to add our flour mixture, and we're going to mix this until it is combined. We're not going to overmix because again, we're going to end up with a very tough and dense cake. Now very slowly, we're going to add half of the amount of milk that we're going to use for this recipe. We're going to make sure it's combined. And then we're going to scrape down the sides and the bottom of the bowl to make sure we got everything incorporated. We start mixing once again, and now we're going to add the remaining amount of milk. And again, we're just going to mix until it's combined. We're going to scrape this down one last time to make sure we're getting all of those ingredients mixed in, and then we're going to pour the batter into a prepared loaf pan. You can either grease this and flour it, or do what I do and just spray it with some cooking oil and then cover it with parchment paper. We're going to flatten it on top just to make sure it's even, and then we're going to bake it in a preheated oven at 350 degrees for about 40 to 45 minutes, or until a knife or skewer inserted in the center comes out clean. Once it's baked, we're going to let it rest on a wire rack for about 10 to 15 minutes before we can slice it and serve it. And that's how easy it is to make a classic pound